Imagine a world where a single event shifts the geopolitical landscape so dramatically that its echoes are felt for decades. This was the reality of the Iranian Revolution in 1979, a seismic shift that not only transformed Iran, but also had profound implications for global politics. The story begins in the early 20th century when Iran, then known as Persia, was under the rule of the Qajar dynasty. The discovery of oil in the early 1900s by British interests began to shape the country's modern history. Fast forward to 1941, and Reza Shah Pahlavi is forced to abdicate in favor of his son Mohammad Reza Shah, due to Allied demands during World War II. The young Shah's reign brought about ambitious modernization and westernization programs. However, these changes, coupled with the Shah's autocratic style, sowed the seeds of discontent. By the 1950s, a nationalistic fervor led by Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh challenged the Shah's policies, especially regarding the control of oil revenues. The CIA and British intelligence orchestrated a coup in 1953, reinstating the Shah and consolidating his power. Over the next 2 decades, Iran saw rapid economic growth, but also growing inequality and political repression. The secret police, Savak, brutally suppressed opposition, leaving a legacy of fear and resentment. By the late 1970s, economic difficulties and a slight loosening of political restrictions gave rise to explosive demonstrations against the Shah. Enter Ayatollah Khomeini, a cleric who had been exiled for his opposition to the Shah's regime. From afar, Khomeini became the symbolic leader of the revolution, using cassette tapes and messages that were smuggled into Iran to galvanize support. His vision of an Islamic Republic resonated with the masses, transcending class and ideology. The pivotal year was 1979. Protests became more frequent and violent. By January, the situation had escalated to the point where the Shah left Iran for what was described as a vacation. On February 11th, the monarchy collapsed, and 2 weeks later, Khomeini returned triumphantly to Tehran. The establishment of the Islamic Republic marked a dramatic shift. Policies of modernization were replaced with a theocratic rule based on Islamic law. Women's rights, previously advancing under the Shah, faced stringent restrictions under the new regime. Internationally, the revolution's impact was immediate. It altered the balance of power in the Middle East, strained U.S.-Iran relations, especially after the U.S. embassy hostage crisis in November 1979, and ignited fears of similar Islamic revolutions across the region. Today, the legacy of the Iranian Revolution remains complex. Domestically, it transformed Iranian society by placing religion at the core of its governance. On the global stage, it challenged Western dominance and reshaped alliances. The Iranian Revolution not only redefined a nation but also significantly influenced global politics, proving that the power of ideology can indeed change the world. As we reflect on these events, the story of Iran continues to remind us of the enduring impact of those transformative days in 1979. Remember to engage with this journey through history by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more insightful content.